Welcome to 304 Customs Garage. In this video we're going to be taking a look at my Turbo 350 transmission I have here beside me. This is for our V8 S10 swap that we've been working on if you've watched some of the other videos. But in this video we're going to be changing the transmission pan on this from the steel type one to an aluminum deep pan. And then we're also going to change the transcooler lines over here to AN lines and fittings so we can run AN lines to our external transmission cooler that I plan to run with this truck. I have the parts laid out here. I'll show you those here in a second. So without waiting any longer, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, first off, we'll go ahead and open this transmission pan box. You can see that there. It was the one that I got. I got this from Summit Racing. There's the part number on it if anyone's interested. If not, let me know. I can get you the number in the comments. I've not opened this yet, so I don't know what this looks like. So we'll go ahead and take a look at that. I think it'll be fine with deep pan on this. I don't think it'll rub anywhere. Shouldn't hang below the frame rail, I hope, but we'll see. I'm sure others run deep pans on these trucks. But this is the trick play. Ooh, big. Comes with this. An extension or something. Filter, and then it looks like it comes with a little gasket, but we won't be using that gasket. Definitely not. I don't want any leaks. I don't know, this one probably wouldn't leak, but not taking that chance. And I have to pull the pan under the truck. That's a mess, and bring all the fluid out. I'm going to be running B&M trick shift in this, so others that I know that have ran that have seemed to like it. So this is what else you get. A package of parts here. So you get a little filter, some gaskets, and this feels like cardboard, honestly. But we're not going to use that one, like I said. We'll probably have to use these, though, because I don't have any of those. And then you get your little 12-point bolts. Look like I have a little bit of blue Loctite stuff on them. Then it comes with an Allen head drain plug. I'm assuming that's what that is. Unless the drain plug is in it. No, it is not. So let's get this out of here and take a look. Inside, nice machined aluminum. It's actually got a little bit of weight to it. According to Summit Racing's website, this gives you like a 2-quart increase. I gotta look nice under there, even no one will ever see it. What do you all think? But let's go ahead and put that aside. Don't lose anything. It's the last thing I need. So we'll put that aside for now. That's it. Alright, next up we have the Lubelocker. This is the transmission pan gasket that we'll be running. The reason I decided to go with this is because it has great reviews on Summit Racing, Jegs, other websites that I've looked at it. I'll also be running one of these on the rear end once I put that together, which we'll do in another video. You're seeing, if anyone can see that, there's your part number for that. The reason I chose this is because of what it says here. You probably can't see this on video. It says uses no RTV. installation instructions. You don't really need those, but it gives you the torque pattern on the gasket. No RTV is a big thing. This is coated rubber with a metal base, and it's supposedly pretty strong. So that's the transmission pan gasket we'll be using. And then lastly, for this video, we'll be using these fittings. These are AN fittings. Comes with two 6AN fittings that screw into your Turbo 350 transmission, and also these little copper washers. There's the part number if anyone wants to see that. So let's go ahead and get this old pan off. There shouldn't be much fluid in it according to the dipstick that came with it. I do have a flexible dipstick for a firewall mount that I have coming in a couple days, I think. And we'll get this motor and trains in the truck. But first, let's get this old trans pan off. Okay, so to make this a little easier, I went ahead and took the pan off camera. We'll clean this up, take this old filter off. The new one on, it's pretty self-explanatory. And then we'll go ahead and put that pan and stuff on, and then we'll jump to the transcooler fittings. So, Danny, you just pop these off. So this transmission came out of a 55 or 57 Chevy. Pretty souped up hot rod the guy had it on. Got a place to set this. Set it down here for now. Yeah, so this video is not too long. We'll go ahead and speed this part of the video up. I had to stop the video for a second. Could not find my ratchet. I laid it down over here on the shelf. Apologize for that. Does anyone else do that? I know I'm bad for that. I don't think these have to be super tight. Just snug. I believe the transmission pan bolts also just, but you can turn it there. Good to go. If I'm wrong, someone please let me know. As I said, I've never fooled with this before, but it's not overly complicated. Torque specs and stuff. I believe these are like 10 to 12 foot-pounds on the pan bolts. So go ahead and open this Lubelocker trans pan gasket. Alright, for anyone that's curious, this is what it looks like. Feels a lot better than that little what do you want to call it? Cardboard. You also get this sweet sticker. Everyone loves stickers. So we'll go ahead and put this one here. ditched the impact for a ratchet. I don't have a torque wrench that's small enough to torque these at 10 to 12 foot-pounds, but I'm going to do the old knuckles up on the extension socket tighten on these. And there is a torque pattern to these apparently, according to the box that came with this Lubelocker. If y'all can see that on there, they're numbered. So I'm going to try to follow that, tighten it, hopefully it doesn't leak. So I'm going to follow that, put that up here so I can see it. And we'll tighten them up in that sequence. Okay, I got the pan on. Now the only thing left to do is put the drain plug in. This is also 5/16. I just found out it is an Allen head or X, whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to put that in, and then we'll jump to the train schooler fittings. I'm going to have to loosen some of those pan bolts for the shifter linkage, of course. The little bracket that comes with the B&M shifter is going to have to go on there. This in super tight. Let's do our little and there it is. It looks nice on there. I said a new dipstick should be here this week, according to the tracking number. So now we'll jump to the train schooler fittings. Okay, so we're almost done here. We have train schooler fittings. I don't know if these are the stock ones or not, but for these, it's going to take a 9/16 socket to remove them. Bust those loose, and we got our AN fitting over here as well. Oh, that was overly tight for some reason. Sorry, I think I hit the camera there. That was a lot more tight than it probably should have been. So, AN fitting, copper washer. Slide that on there. Screw it in. I like the idea of running the external trans cooler, just because I don't want this little transmission to get hot. It shouldn't, but I think it'll help clean up engine bay as well, having those AN hoses run through there. Now for these, you're going to need a 3/4. Yes, you probably should do this with something that's non-marring. I'm not really that worried about it. You're not going to see these under the truck anyway. Go ahead and tighten those up. It's tight. Just snug. So it doesn't really scratch it if you're careful. And like I said, you're not going to see these under the truck anyway, so snug. Good measure check. we're done. If anyone wants the part number again, there it is for those. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it in the comments. I'm going to get this mess cleaned up. That's going to wrap the video up for this evening. Okay, so at the end of this video, go ahead and do a little recap. Seems like a pretty solid piece. Very simple install, as you saw. The only thing I changed was the little spacer, the filter with the longer screws, and then I put the new pan and gasket on. Hopefully it won't leak the way I did it. I don't know if that's the correct way, but that's the way I'm going to try it. If not, I can always drop it. I hope I don't have to, but I will if I have to. Overview of this, seems pretty sturdy. It does have a little bit of overhang all the way around it. The other one didn't, the steel one. Only got to be an issue. The gasket's all covered up. I said I think that gasket's a pretty decent one. 2 more quarts, I believe it says on Summit Racing's website. It doesn't say anything in the stuff that comes with this pan. Say it's just a rough piece. It's not polished or anything. So you see it's got a rough cast on it. Then we jump down here to the trans cooler fittings. We'll put some tape on these for now. The only thing I question on these is if I needed to put some thread paste or tape on the ends that went into the transmission itself. If anyone knows that, please let me know. I will double check that before I put the transmission stuff in the truck, just in case it's hard to reach. Get a socket or anything in there. These copper seals, I think, are probably just to keep it off there. I'm not sure, but I'll find out. I'm gonna try to get that done before I get in there. And I got black. I was gonna color code everything AN wise, and I'll touch base on that in another video for this truck when I get everything in. Overall though, I have no complaints. Very easy install. Hope you enjoyed the video. I thank you all for watching as always. If you don't mind, check out one of these other videos up here. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. Maybe you learned something from this. If you're thinking about purchasing this, you see what's in it. And as always, we're almost at 100 subscribers. I thank you all. Please hit that subscribe, like button, and I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.